Hi, it's John Kelly. Thanks for watching. It's been a while since I've been on video, and I wanted to have a little more fun with this month's tips email. And I want to talk today about what I've come to discover over time as a game coach and a mental game expert. The one single component that at the end of the day seems to make the biggest difference between an athlete really playing to her potential and doing so on a consistent basis and not, meaning going through that roller coaster ride of ups and downs. As I always do during the course of the year, I have a lot of opportunity to talk with college coaches, and just came back from a showcase event in New Jersey and was talking to several coaches about this specific topic and got universal acceptance and agreement with them of it really being an issue with their college team. So if it's happening at the college level, no matter what age your athlete is certainly something that might be prohibiting and inhibiting her from being the best she can be. So what is that one single component that really is going to dictate athletic performance? And I like to think of it in terms of a mind-body relationship. If you followed a lot of my writings and audios and videos and courses, I talk a lot about how everything within the mind and how it translates on the athletic field is a cause and effect relationship. One thing triggers another. Now, that being said, I've come to know as a coach and a mental game expert that that one component is having a calm mind. See, when the mind is calm, the body is relaxed. If the body is relaxed, the athleticism, the athletic talent, the precision of executing those specific game tasks. Softball's got specific tasks, basketball, football, whatever the sport. Uh, the only way that an athlete can consistently perform in a way that those talents can be maximized so that precision can be executed consistently. It all goes back to the start, cause and effect, if the mind is calm. Now, what does that really mean? Now, let's look at the opposite. What happens to performance when the mind is not calm? Well, if your athlete is in one or two states in their focus, either they're upset about something that happened in the past. So they struck out, they made an error, a pitcher gave up a home run, their coach yelled at them, whatever the case may be. Maybe you yelled at them. Maybe they got a bad text from a friend. Any number of events could trigger them to be upset. And that being upset, if it carries forward now, that mind is filled with thoughts of frustration, aggravation, irritation, maybe being out and out mad. In any event, that kind of thinking, those thought patterns up here, they manifest themselves in the body. Every athlete I've ever asked, I get the same answer. They get tense in their shoulder muscles. Their breathing slows down, and that slowed down breathing puts less oxygen in the brain, which creates all sort of chemical reactions in the body that will actually cause the muscles to react slower. It'll cause reaction time to slow down, eyesight to diminish. All these things that are not good on the softball field really all come from the mind not being in a state of ease. Okay, let's take forward thinking. Okay, you're not worried, you're not feeling bad about the past, but you're worried about the future. I struck out last at bat, maybe, or it's a brand new game, and this pitcher's throwing really hard. I'm not sure I can hit her. I'm afraid I'm going to get taken out of the game. Whatever thoughts, again, manifest there in the mind are, again, going to cause a physical reaction in the body. So when it comes time to make that decision, in a previous tips I talked about making good decisions. And decision making is critical in the game of softball. It's a fast game. So decision making on the field has to happen. The only question is, what kind of decision making is it? Is it effective decision making? Is it ineffective decision making? Is it decision making that is free of doubt and hesitation, where there's confidence involved? Or is it decision making that is in fact hesitant and unsure? And that all goes back to the cause, which is the mind, and what is the state of the mind. So if the mind is at ease, the body will play relaxed. So on the positive side, if the mind is at ease, the body is going to be relaxed. And when it comes time to making a decision to do something physical, to swing the bat, to move to the ball, to make the pitch, to make the play in the outfield, uh, that will allow all the preparation that they've made, all the physical preparation and practice, uh, that'll be able to flow. I like to say that any athlete optimally wants their talent to flow effortlessly without resistance. And up here, the mind cannot be in a state of ease if there's resistant thinking. Resistant thinking. What I do in seminars, when I do trainings for college teams, I'll get the athletes to stand up, face each other, and press their palms to one another and push, creating resistance. And that's the way most athletes play. And that's why most athletes never play to their potential on a consistent basis. So in this quick tip in this video, I just want to share that one component is how can you get your athlete now to have that calm mind that will produce a relaxed body that will then produce optimal performance. And the way to do that, I'll give you two quick tips today. One is to breathe. Breathing is something we take for granted as humans because we have to do it to live. But when we're in a state of stress and anxiety, whether it's fear or it's frustration, doesn't matter. Any heightened state of emotional, or any heightened emotional state rather, is going to indicate a state of stress in the body. That is then going to tighten the muscles and do all that I mentioned before. How do we move that mind to a more relaxed state? I said earlier, when we get into a state of stress, we often tend to take short, choppy breaths. We want to take deep, cleansing, relaxing breaths. So the first thing you teach your athlete, whether you're a coach or a parent, is take a deep breath, a really deep, cleansing breath. You do that 3 or 4 times, and it's amazing how quickly the mind will shift from a state of dis-ease, which also spells the word disease, to a state of ease, and how quickly the body will return back to a relaxed state. Again, the more relaxed the body is, the more it can perform the athletic tasks with precision. The less relaxed the body is, the less likely any athlete in any sport can perform those same precise movements that are required on a consistent basis and perform them effectively and optimally. So breathing, take deep breaths. When your athlete feels anxiety on deck, between pitches, a lot of time, softball's a game, a lot of downtime, work on breathing. Pitchers, I often say, you finish a pitch, go back, reach down, touch the chalk on the circle, and just take a deep cleansing breath. That's got to be part of a ritual, I believe, and I teach it all the time. So breathing is one. The other is being aware of what kind of thoughts are bombarding your head. Again, we think 50,000 or more thoughts a day as humans, and more often than not, those thoughts tend to cluster into patterns. And when something happens on the field, it triggers, oftentimes, part of the emotional makeup, it triggers, because of those deep beliefs, and we're not going to get into that today, it triggers a lot of thoughts that can be negative, fearful, doubtful, whatever those are, whatever they are that are distractions and their resistance to that mind being at ease. So we're not going to get into this today in this video, but suffice it to say that breathing and starting to be aware of your thinking and starting to be aware of the quality of your thinking. Because if an event on the field happens, and so often I say in the game of fast pitch, there are going to be things that happen during the course of the day or the week and you're not going to like. I don't want to call them good or bad and judge them. But there's going to be things that happen on the field that an athlete does not like. It's not part of the outcome that they want. So then the question is, how do you respond to it? So if you respond to it by triggering these thoughts that are, negative, fearful, doubtful, frustrated, irritated thoughts, you're never going to have that body be relaxed. So the first step is recognizing the quality of your thoughts and then starting to do some things that will reduce that resistance, reduce that distraction. We'll cover that in the next tip because it's a little longer to explain that. But suffice it to say today that one component that really is going to make a big impact on athletic performance is having a calm mind. A mind calm and at ease, a relaxed body allows that natural talent, all the preparation your athlete does, to flow without resistance. And that's when an athlete plays their best. It all starts up here. Breathing, being mindful of your thinking is a great way to start. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'm John Kelly. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.